What if I told you that retiring by 2036 isn't just a dream, but a mathematical certainty if you follow the right steps? Most people think retirement takes 4 decades of grinding, but here's what the financial world doesn't want you to know. There's actually a proven system that can get you there in just 10 years. But here's the catch: miss even one critical component and the whole plan crumbles. So stick around because I'm about to reveal the exact blueprint that's helped thousands escape the rat race years ahead of schedule. Let me start with a hard truth. The reason 90% of people never achieve financial freedom isn't because they don't earn enough money. It's because they give up right before the magic happens. Picture this: you start investing, maybe putting away $500 or $1,000 each month. You check your account after 6 months and it's barely grown. After a year, still nothing exciting. This is where most people throw in the towel, convinced that investing is a scam. But what they don't realize is that they're quitting right before compound interest kicks into overdrive. Think of it like pushing a massive boulder up a mountain. The first part is brutal, exhausting, and feels pointless. But once you reach the peak, that same boulder rolls downhill faster than you can imagine. The early years of investing feel exactly the same way. Here's a piece of mathematics that will change how you think about money forever. It's called the Rule of 72, and once you understand it, you'll never doubt the power of compound interest again. Take the number 72 and divide it by your expected annual return. That tells you exactly how long it takes for your money to double. With a 10% return, your money doubles every 7 years. Watch what happens when you start with $50,000. After 7 years, you have $100,000. 14 years brings you to $200,000. 21 years gets you to $400,000. By year 28, you're at $800,000. And after 35 years, you're sitting on over $1.6 million. Same money, same person, same habits. The only difference is time. But here's the kicker that changes everything. Most people abandon ship between years 5 and 10 when the growth still looks flat. They quit right before the exponential curve begins. Now, you might be thinking, I don't want to wait 3 decades for freedom. And you're absolutely right, nobody should have to. The good news is there's a way to collapse that timeline dramatically, and it starts with understanding the biggest mistake most people make when they begin their wealth building journey. Saving alone will not make you rich. Let me repeat that because it's crucial. You cannot budget your way to financial independence. If you're only stashing away a few $100s each month, you'll run out of both time and patience before you see real results. Here's the math that proves it. At an 8% annual return, saving $400 monthly for 10 years gives you roughly $75,000. That's respectable, but nowhere near retirement money. Compare that to someone earning $10,000 monthly who saves just 10%. That's $1,000 per month, which grows to approximately $190,000 in the same time frame. The lesson here is crystal clear. Wealth comes from playing both offense and defense, growing your income while controlling your spending. Because here's what kills most people's progress. Lifestyle inflation: the moment they earn more, they spend more. Every extra dollar gets absorbed by bigger cars, fancier restaurants, and expensive gadgets. Think of every dollar as an employee working for you. You can either let them waste time buying you temporary pleasures, or you can put them to work generating more money through investments. One path makes you look rich today. The other makes you actually free tomorrow. But even if you master the saving and earning game, the next question becomes critical. Where exactly do you put that money so it works harder than you do? Building the right investment portfolio is like constructing a house that can weather any storm. Every solid portfolio needs 3 distinct layers, and missing any one of them can destroy years of progress. The foundation layer consists of growth assets. These are index funds, individual stocks, and other investments designed to multiply your wealth over decades. Without growth investments, your portfolio never outpaces inflation, which means you're actually getting bored over time. The second layer focuses on income generation. Dividend paying stocks, bonds, or rental properties that put cash in your pocket regularly. This layer gives you flexibility and prevents you from having to sell investments during market downturns just to pay your bills. The top layer provides stability and protection, cash reserves, government bonds, or even precious metals. This isn't about making you rich quickly, it's about keeping you safe during market crashes so you don't panic and sell everything at the worst possible moment. Not everyone needs these layers in identical proportions. Your age, risk tolerance, and financial goals determine the exact mix. Some people lean heavily toward growth when they're young. Others prefer more income as they approach retirement. The key is ensuring your financial house has all three floors so you can stay in the game long enough to win. But even the strongest portfolio faces a silent enemy that slowly erodes your wealth every single day. And if you ignore this threat, your money will lose purchasing power no matter how smart your investment strategy looks. Inflation is the hidden wealth destroyer that most people completely underestimate. It doesn't crash your account overnight like a market crash. Instead, it quietly steals your purchasing power year after year. What feels like enough money today might not even cover basic expenses 20 years from now. Your best defense against inflation is surprisingly simple. Keep contributing new money to your investments every single year and increase those contributions slightly each year. Don't just invest the same flat amount forever. Bump it up by 3% annually. If you're investing $1,000 monthly this year, make it $1,030 next year. It feels like nothing in the moment, but over 2 decades, this small adjustment can add hundreds of thousands of dollars to your final total. You're essentially paying yourself raises that compound over time. Even after you retire, the inflation game doesn't end. Smart retirees continue reinvesting 10 to 20% of their passive income so their money keeps growing. They live off the fruit their money produces but never stop planting new trees. Here's where most people measure their progress completely wrong, and it's what causes them to quit just before they succeed. They obsess over their account balance, looking at $50,000 or $100,000 and thinking it's nowhere near enough. But there's a much better way to track your progress. Instead of focusing on the total balance, measure your freedom in terms of lifestyle coverage. If your monthly expenses are $5,000 and your investments generate $500 monthly, you're already 10% financially free. That's not just a number, that's half a workday every week permanently paid for by your money working instead of you working. The more you invest, the faster these freedom units stack up. And this brings us to the most important calculation in early retirement planning. How much money do you actually need to retire? There's a simple rule that answers this question perfectly. Take your annual expenses and multiply by 25. That's your magic retirement number. Why 25? Because at a 4% withdrawal rate, that amount can cover your lifestyle indefinitely without depleting the principal. If you spend $60,000 annually, your magic number is $1.5 million. Your invested money throws off enough income to replace your job forever. For early retirement, you might want to be more conservative and use a 3.5% withdrawal rate, which bumps that number closer to $1.7 million. Now, I know what you're thinking. That still sounds enormous. How could anyone possibly save that much? But here's the part that changes everything. You don't have to save the full amount out of your own pocket. Compound interest does the heavy lifting. Your job is simply to feed the system consistently. This is exactly why retirement doesn't have to take 3 decades. Because once you increase your income, control lifestyle inflation, and reinvest consistently, the timeline collapses dramatically. People achieve financial independence in 10 to 15 years all the time, not through luck or inheritance, but by understanding this precise formula. The real question isn't whether it's possible. The question is how fast you can get there once you master the skill that accelerates everything else. And that skill is income multiplication. Here's what most financial advice gets completely wrong. You cannot budget your way to wealth. Skipping coffee or cutting coupons won't move the needle on your financial freedom timeline. The real accelerator is earning power. If you're making $50,000 annually and saving 20%, that's $10,000 invested each year. Solid but slow. If you earn $150,000 with the same saving habits, you're suddenly investing $30,000 annually. Same discipline, triple the speed. This is why developing high-value skills becomes so crucial. Skills like programming, design, digital marketing, sales, or entrepreneurship don't just add a little extra income. They can completely transform your financial trajectory. The more income you create, the more fuel you can pour into the compound interest engine. Remember, compound interest doubles what you put in, but it only doubles what's actually there. Higher income is the ultimate cheat code. You don't need to live like a monk forever. You need to grow your earning power while keeping lifestyle inflation under control. That's the combination that lets people reach financial independence in 10 to 15 years instead of 30. Let me prove this isn't just theory with two real-world examples. Meet Sarah, who earns $70,000 annually. She's disciplined, saving 20% of her income, which means $14,000 invested yearly. At a 7% return, after 20 years, she has about $550,000. Solid progress, but still short of complete financial freedom. Now, meet David. He starts in the exact same place, earning $70,000, but instead of staying stagnant, he builds valuable skills and increases his income to $100,000. The crucial difference is he doesn't let lifestyle inflation swallow the raise. He keeps living like before, now investing $30,000 annually. After 20 years, David has nearly $1.3 million. Both Sarah and David were consistent and disciplined. The only real difference was earning power. That single factor cut David's timeline to financial independence in half. This demonstrates why income is the true multiplier. You don't just speed things up slightly. You can literally pay back decades of your life. If you stay consistent, increase your earning power, save aggressively, invest wisely, and adjust for inflation annually, compound interest makes early retirement almost inevitable. The path to retiring by 2036 isn't about getting lucky or having wealthy parents. It's about understanding these fundamental principles and executing them with precision. Start building your income skills today, create that 3-layer portfolio, and let mathematics work its magic. Your future self will thank you for starting now instead of waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. If you found this helpful, give the video a like and subscribe for more money wisdom with me, Wally the Wise.